here we go. Number 1, shape of back wall. Shape of back wall. We're going to start out with the back wall. What happens is our shape determines the size of our room. Also, how big it is determines how big or small that room is as well. For instance, here's my shape. I have quite a bit of room on each side. If I were to do something different, such as this back wall, see how big this is? I don't have a lot of room. Don't have a lot of space. And so, what you probably want to do is create a smaller one at first, so that way you have a little more room to work with. The shape also determines, such as this is a longer one, gives you kind of more floor than wall space. If you look, you can have this rectangular. I'm going to show you how you can change this later on as you keep drawing. Placement. If you do this higher, you're going to have more floor than ceiling. Same thing here. Higher, more floor than ceiling. If you go lower, you're going to have more ceiling than floor. If you're going to be doing a lot of stuff, designing and putting in furniture, you probably want to have more floor. Alright? Does that make sense to everyone? Yes? Yes. So what I would highly suggest is go a little bit higher with it. What I would like you to do, place that shape. You're going to, I should say, right below your paper. Say this is your paper. Use this whole space down here. Place your back wall, such as like this. Okay? Place your back wall.
So we use the whole rest of the paper?
Yep, use a whole. But don't go huge with that shape. You're going to go small, such as this.
Okay.
Number 2, dot, or the perspective point, is where your eye level is at. I can tell exactly where someone is in a room based on the PP. Such as here, it's about a third of the way up. Such as this back wall, I'm about a third of the way up where my eye level is. Here, it's as if I'm standing on a huge ladder or I'm a fly up in the wall, looking at the wall. See if I can see a lot of that. I can see I'm looking down on the floor. This one is as if I'm laying on the floor, looking at the wall. Does that kind of make sense how visually it looks? Yes? No? No one really cares? Everyone's just glazed over? Alright, perfect. This is higher up in the corner, as if it flies way up in the corner looking at the wall. Your PP determines kind of how much you see. So what I want you to do, place your PP. What I would highly suggest is maybe just in the middle for this example. Just in the middle. If you do not have a ruler, I would like you to go get one now. Go get one now. 30 seconds. Sorry.
What's wrong with America today?
What's wrong with
I need 80.
on the line? Yes, do your PP on the line. Yeah, you can see it through the red.
How you gonna go up?
Megan says no, it's not the one. Dude, it's
It's a little bit.
no, it goes like
Bigger, better.
What? No. Wrong? No.
Alright, repeat after me. Repeat after me. Do not go to the corner of the page. Do not go out. Do not go out the corner of the page. Are you going to go to the corner of the page? No. Alright. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to take your PP, you're going to go to the corner of the shape, and then keep going. For instance, that does not go to the corner of the page. You're going to take the PP, go to the corner of the shape, and keep going. Some of you, it might run into the corner. Accidentally, that's okay. If it goes there because they connect, that's okay. Go ahead and do that. didn't quite get it quite yet, so we're going to shift it around a little bit. I'm going to jump down to the 7th rule. Verticals stay vertical. No matter what your drawings, verticals are always going to be straight up and down, no matter what. And if they're in real life vertical, they're going to stay vertical in your drawing. I'm going to create a door, an opening, going into another room. I'm going to draw the side of the door. Is the side of the door vertical?
Yeah.
Yes. Here's what I'm going to do. Straight up and down. The top, I'm going to go to the peepee. Top, I'm going to go to the peepee. The side of it, I'm going to actually make quite a large opening. Then I'm going to continue the bottom of this back floor. Big old opening. Now I have room into the, or space going into the other room. It's not quite correct yet because I don't have the thickness of the wall.
Can't even see you, Brady. Can you sit down?
You guys see what I did there? I want you to try and create that. You're going to vertical, then the top is going to go to the peepee. Then you're going to have the other side, vertical. You're going to erase that part of the wall, continue the back wall through the open space. Vertical, stay vertical.
Yeah.
The top of it goes to the peepee.
But do we just like start it like anywhere we want?
Anywhere on the wall. Yeah, the window.
And we go to that.
Top goes to the peepee.
Wait, I do the lines like to the corner, like this, the immediate corner. Yeah, like this.
You don't go all the way to the top. Oh, we're out of erasers. Everyone's going.
Really?
Yeah, remember I said don't go to the front of the page?
I thought you meant like that.
Mother love.
You just almost created it. You gotta figure it out. From there, and draw out from there.
Too basic.
I'm going to do a basic window for those who are ready to go.
Basic window.
The window. If I were to do one along the back wall, I'm going to demo back wall. Back wall is extremely easy. The back wall is a rectangle, therefore my back window is very easily to stay rectangle. Now, if I want to do the side, very simple. Say I want a really high rectangular window. Again, the side of it is vertical. I'm going to continue the top to the peepee. Other side vertical, bottom from the peepee. There's my window up top. You might even throw in a little. Yes.
No.
It's going to go straight across. Straight horizontal. You can almost place it anywhere depending on the size of that other box you should have taken.
I'm still trying to
In about 1 minute, I'm going to have everyone drop their pencils. Make sure the window, your bottom and top of your window is going to the peepee. Make sure the bottom and top is going to the peepee.
My doorway, or a really skinny person, like super skinny person.
Skylight, you?
That's light.
Skylight.
What was that?
Don't worry about that. I just added that in for some people to kind of see and understand.
So like
All right, drop your pencils. I need everyone to drop your pencils because if you don't watch, you're going to be totally lost. All right? When we did the complicated shapes, what did we draw first?
Shade.
The shape. Remember when I said 1 point shape? Say 1 point shape? Same thing with everything else in this room. You're going to draw the side, and that's why I put arrows to it, the side of whatever you're drawing in. For instance, I'm going to draw a bed. I'm going to draw the side of the bed first. The side of the bed. For instance, I'm going to have a headrest, footrest I should say, headboard. So if I were to draw, just very simply, something like this. You see how that's the side of the bed?
Well, that's really good.
All right. Now, with this, I want this to be up against the wall. So I'm going to place this corner of this along my bottom edge of my wall, right here. All right, so watch. There we go. Everyone see that? I drew the shape. I wasn't worried about any perspective yet. I drew the shape, just like your complicated shapes. Now, what do I do next? Same thing as your complicated shapes. What'd you do? Go to the pee-pee. Now remember, you go every corner. A lot of people forget this part of the bed. So if I'm doing this, I still have room. I'm going to go from there. This corner, I'm going to go from there. That one I can't do. This one I can. This one I can. Even this one down here. Right? Now what?
Oh my God.
Parallel line. So, I have this little guy right here. I'm going to do it parallel. As parallel as I can. If I ever draw that straight. I'm going to go parallel with this guy. Parallel with this guy. Run it right into that. Parallel here.
And what do you know?
Parallel here. And what do you know? You have a simple bed. Now, before you do anything, I'm going to add a dresser. Everyone see how I did that? It's a very simple way of doing it. What I would do to spruce this up later, I draw the simple bed first. And then I start adding stuff. Like, okay, here's the sheet overlapping. Right? Maybe I get rid of that line. So it's like a blanket. Maybe add some pillows. Get rid of that line. Maybe I want a TV on the top here,
Ceiling?
ceiling, so that when I look up at it,
That'd be awesome.
I'm going to draw a dresser over here. What do I draw first? The side.
Shade.
So it's a rectangle, right? I'm going to give myself a little more room so you guys can see.
You need more.
Yeah, I know. So I need to start at the corner first. There's my rectangle, right? The PB.